Hello, everybody. It's Bob Anderson, and today is October 17th, 2024. And I am going to make today my self proclaimed graduation day. What do I mean by that? Well, I started this channel 2 years ago, and I started it because I had bought some prop firm accounts with Apex, and I would trade and I wouldn't be disciplined and I'd blow them up. And so I started the channel to say, okay, listen, I know how to trade. I know how to read price action. I know how to, anticipate market pivots and rotations. I know how to do these things. I just need to take the account more seriously. So I started the YouTube channel so that I could post the videos and show my trades and hold myself accountable so that the audience would see, what it was. So I did all that. Back in those days, you had to trade minimum 10 days to pass an eval. I think I spent 15 days passing that $50,000 eval. Then I got done with that and I had to trade 20 more days minimum to get paid. That's the way the rules were back then. Things have changed since then, yada, yada, yada. But anyways, and I did that and I took a $2,000 payout and I showed everybody and yay, we all got excited. So what does that mean about today? Well, what that means about today is I did an anniversary 25K a challenge recently, and I bought five 25K accounts, and I had a trade copier tied to them. Long story short, blew one of them up because the trade copier didn't, whatever. And then I had four that passed, and again, here's the trades. I showed them, I passed, got the PAs, did the same thing, traded them, and my main account had a nice, beautiful equity chart. I showed it to you guys every day, that it went from here to here to here to here to here to here. And I even showed 2 days that I had to kill my trades because I was on the verge of making too much money. I had gotten on the right side of a trade twice in those 10 days that was just too profitable. So I closed them out so that I could stay within the rules of not making more than 30%, yada, yada, yada. And then I got my payout, and same situation happened. I had three accounts that didn't make it because the trade copier was randomly taking trades. So I talked about that, and I had a lot of people give me some feedback of possible trade copier companies and things like that, which I've taken a lot of that very seriously. But one of the underlying responses I was getting from multiple people, and some people that I've actually known for a while and built a relationship up with, which is one of the things this YouTube channel has done for me, said to me, Bob, just trade your own, man. Trade your own money. Well, I let that one sink in for a little bit. This was last week. I let that one sink in for a little bit, and I kind of went, holy crap. I think they're right. Have I done the things that I needed to do? Have I accomplished the goals I set for myself to accomplish my personal goals in using a prop firm versus my experience trading live money 12 plus years ago? And the answer was yes. What were those things? Well, really the first two were the ones. The third one I'll get to in a second. But the first one is, have I learned to manage my trading emotions? Yeah, I think I have. Because especially compared to 12 years ago. Because the money, I'm not desperate to take trades and make money every day. The prop firms kind of sometimes can put you in desperation because, they tell you can get paid in 10 days and that kind of stuff. But then they cap you on how much money you can make in a day and, that kind of stuff. So you could get yourself kind of in a pickle because you keep counting the days and you're looking, if you're like me, you look at the calendar and you're figuring out the days you're going to trade. So you might get a little anxious and whatever. But manage your emotions. And I have felt that I have really done that. I have really done a good job at that. A yeoman's job, really. I really do. I really do. Compared to Bob Anderson 2 years ago and compared to Bob Anderson over 12 years ago. Absolutely. Secondly, take losses willingly. Oh my God. Nothing blows up a funded account faster than not being willing to take losses. And today was a perfect example. My first trade I took, I lost $205. I mean, and I made the decision to cut that thing out at $205. I'm going to show you guys that trade in a minute. I'm going to show you what I am looking to do now that I've got the weight of trading rules off my shoulders. It's something that I really want to do, and it removes a lot of stress from me and allows me to make good money on my trades without being stressed. I'll get to that in a second, because it relates to the third one, which is allow swing trades to run. Because number one and number two are things that I feel like I have control over at this point in time. Number three now comes into play. And what I mean by that is like take a lot of newbie traders. Even if they get in on the right side of a trade, their emotional baggage that they're carrying to just make a profit a lot of times causes them to close the trade out. And I cannot stress enough how that's short-term thinking, because you see green and you close out. But what do you do when you see red? You stress out. And you got to have a lot more green than you have red if you're going to make it in trading. And so I'm a very mathematical person, okay, which is part of the reason why taking losses was hard for me, because there's a correct answer. So even if all the charts showed me that I should go long, and then I do take a long, and the trade goes against me, I used to be like, but I'm supposed to be going long. The answer's long. The answer's long. And then you average into bad trades, or you move your stops further back and you take bigger losses and yada, yada, yada. You all know what I'm talking about. So the fact that I go into a trade knowing that half my trades I plan on losing really is I'll tell you, that's actually kind of exciting, because it's made it a lot easier. I actually go into every trade planning on losing half of them. I took 2 trades today, 1 loss, 1 win, and I made $850. The old Bob Anderson never would have done that. Even if I was fortunate enough to take the $205 loss and reset my mind, I never would have had the win go for $850. Well, actually, the win went for $1,050. Okay, so that I net $850. Okay, Tuesday I got into a trade, added into that winner, added into the winner again, and ended up going to my target for $3,200. That dynamic of what I just talked about does not work in the prop firm world either, because today's net $850 win was up at about $1,800 before it cycled back and took me out. Okay, so if I had done that with a prop firm, I've got $1,000 trailing stop that just came right up in my ass that I wouldn't have if I'm trading live money. Because as a live money trader, I have capital that I'm preserving. I don't have some fantasy magical drawdown thing that's like that I can't see, that's eating me alive if I'm taking a swing trade. So So that's why I've decided to graduate. Enough people said to me, just trade your own money. So what did I do? I went and got a multi-brokerage license for Ninja, the platform, trading platform, so I can still trade Apex. I can still trade, anything. And now I can trade multiple things. I don't even have to trade Apex. I can trade Apex and Top Step if I want. Before, I didn't have that ability as well as I do right now. Okay. The other thing I did is I opened up a Ninja brokerage account. I have an AMP futures account, but AMP and Ninja don't get along anymore, is the rumor I get. I really had a lot of success with AMP. Meaning as a brokerage firm, I thought they were good. But I went through the steps and decided to open up a Ninja brokerage account. I tied it to my own personal account. Unlike Apex, which is tied to my S Corp, Apex pays a 1099 that the tax benefits come to me by going into an S Corp. Ninja is going to pay me differently because because this is real. These are real barrels of oil I'm buying and selling, not simulated. So the tax benefits come when this is sent to me personally. So I have this all going through my personal checking account, and I just used the profits that I got from my Apex account to fund my checking account and to do this. So I'm not really even using my money. I'm using my money I got from Apex. Why do I emphasize that? Well, because I'm not saying that prop firms aren't good. If you don't have a proven technique of trading, which I felt I had a proven technique before, I just didn't have these first two skills at all, let alone the third one that comes along with the first two. I did not have those skills before. And that's what I learned by using, a simulated account with Apex for the last 2 years. I probably am 6 months too late on doing this, if not more. I probably should have done this before. But I am doing it now, and I've had some great success already this week. And a lot of it has to do with now that I can really trade the way I want to trade. 2 trades done, And I think on Tuesday I had 2 or 3 trades. I don't remember, but I had that one big one. And I'm going to show you how I had the big one without taking risk. But it's not something you can necessarily do with a prop firm if you have a trailing drawdown. So again, but I'm not dishing prop firms. If you don't have those things figured out yet, you are insane to be using real money. These prop firms do have a benefit. They offer a benefit. Not only that, they offer you Ninja, they offer you the data, all that stuff. I spent significantly more money than buying an account with Apex to set up a multi-brokerage Ninja trading platform and data for CL, which is a separate market, then data from gold, which is another market, then data from the equities, RTY and NQ and ES and all that stuff, okay, that I have to pay for now too. These are all things that you get with your little $30 account with a prop firm, and if you do something stupid and you blow it up, you didn't blow anything up. You lost $40. You didn't lose the $5,000 or $10,000 that you may put into a Ninja account like I did. Okay. And like I actually lost 6 figures of that kind of money back in 08, 09, and 2010 because I did not use a prop firm to learn these things. This is very important. Now, last thing I want to make a comment on before I show you my trade today is I want you to understand that these prop firms are in business to make money. Okay, so they're not your friend. Okay, they are not your friend. But if you understand that going into it and you don't fall for the BS of, oh, this is this and this is this and this is this, and you really just look at it for what it is an opportunity to get in at a low cost environment to trade and build your skills so that you can get hopefully funded and then set aside some money like I did and do the things that I did like I've done here and move on. That's great. If you happen to be one of those people that hits some great targets and all that stuff and don't break any of their rules and get funded on their behalf too, then hey, that's great also. I never had that as a plan. I mean, I really didn't. I don't want to be trading. I don't want to be trading with them as my partner. Why would I want to give up 20% of my profits or 10% of my profits to somebody else? I get that they say, well, we give you the financing. Well, I'm fortunate I have the ability to do that. A lot of it because they gave me, because I've been taking money out of Apex for a while now. Matter of fact, they're probably going to cut me off anyway. I'm probably one of those guys they're going to cut off anyways because I never go through the full gauntlet that they want to get to the other side to then put you in live. But they put you in live with your money. That's a longer story that I don't want to talk about right now. Let's talk about the trade. Let me talk about the trade I took today, and then we'll go from there. And then I'm still looking at getting a trade copier that I can use through multi brokerage because I may just link that into something with Apex also. And here we go. Hold on. Okay, so here's what I'm looking for to and here's what I'm trying to change since I don't have the constraints of how much I can earn on a trade or how much or a trailing stop. Okay, so this is going to be a basic scenario of what I'm looking to do. Okay, so this is the NQ. Okay, and we had the open slant. So this is the daily high. Remember that. This is the overnight open. This is the daily low. Okay, going into the open. So here's the open at 9:30. Now, one of the things that I have, same thing with Tuesday's trade, whatnot. I'm looking at this thing after we get past 10 o'clock, and the market kind of gives me a perspective of what direction it's going. By the way, I'm glancing at gold for the same thing. I'm glancing at the RTY for the same thing. So let's just kind of keep that in perspective. But so here's it blowing right through my 5-minute red line, absolutely blowing right down through it. And to be honest with you, I thought that we were going to come down here and retest the overnight open at some point in time. But then all of a sudden we had a rotation down, and let me blow this up a little bit more. We had a rotation down and then up, and we created a pivot right there, and then we rotated down to a new recent low. And then we rotated up and it sat right here in the 9 EMA. And then this 9 EMA right here went down, and then it gave up the ghost. And it started rotating back. I highlight this area because that right there is a sign of a breakdown. Okay, this is a sign of a breakdown right here. Okay, the fact that we broke through this pivot this pivot to our left. We had this consolidation zone, broke through this pivot to the left, and off it went. Okay. Now, I'm not taking any trades here. I'm just what I am looking for is I am looking for a place where I can feel comfortable that we're about to make a bigger rotation. Okay. So let's kind of keep following what I'm looking for. So we went, keep in mind, right here. And this, now I'll show you a lot more examples of this later on another video, okay? But we had this low here, all right, that was created from this push down, but then we broke up and broke these pivots here and started doing this stuff. And then we came down here and we did not create a new low here, and we rotated up. So now, as soon as we started crossing this 5-minute red line here, a couple things going on, okay? One is we're north of the overnight open. The market's been up since 1:30 in the morning. And so the bias should be to the long side, okay? And I honestly thought at this point in time right here that I had blown it, that I had missed it. But I wasn't going to get nervous, okay? I wasn't going to get nervous because one thing I do know is the market has a tendency to do big pullbacks before it makes big moves, okay? So I didn't get nervous. I didn't chase anything here. I was just watching this, and I thought, and we had these pivots to our left, okay? Now see this pivot right here? We broke it. Now this is hard with the NQ. Okay, this really is hard with the NQ. But we broke it by a tick. We broke it by a tick over here, and then we rotated down. See that? So now I'm interested, okay? Because we broke this pivot right here by a tick, and we rotated back to the top of my 5-minute red line, okay? Settings are in the video down below in the description stuff. So anyways, so I'm watching this. So what do? I'm going to just explain to you. On my screen up above, I have a buy order set up here, out of the way, one contract. I got another one up here, one contract. I got another one up here, one contract. They're just sitting up here, and I'm grabbing one and I'm dragging them down when I see a reason to take a long, okay? So let's keep watching next candle. Next candle, okay, so when this candle right here closed, I had my order sitting right here, my long, because I'm thinking, okay, they broke through the top, they created some space, they sat on top, boom, we're going to go long. And what am I looking, now, let me tell you what I'm looking for, okay? I'm looking for this pivot right here to be broken, these pivots right here to be broken, and depending on how we travel to here, see this pivot right here? Depending on how we travel from here to here, I'm calling this the pivot that's my target. Okay? Depending on how, if we reach, then this is probably where we're going to end up hitting and then rotating back to the 5-minute red line or something like that. That's the visualization of the bigger trade that I'm looking for. Okay. So if I don't have this mega monster right here, I'm probably looking for more up in this area. All right. So hold on. Let's just see what happens. Then the next candle happens. Okay. Well, now shit. This one closed. And again, I have my order sitting right here. Once this candle closed, I got my order sitting here for that long. Then we did this. Crap. Now, this gets very dicey because this candle right here opened and closed below my red line. This gets really dicey. How does it get dicey? Well, it gets dicey because remember, This is a 5-minute moving average. It's not a 1-minute moving average, and we're trading on a 1-minute chart. So to a 5-minute trader, is that really below the red line? No, not necessarily. Okay. It's kind of hard to explain unless you, if I had a 5-minute chart sitting next to me right now and then I dragged it over, you'd know what I mean. So this is kind of dicey. So I was like, crap. I think we might have had a fake break. Now follow me here. In my mind, I'm like, shit. We might have had a fake break long. We rotated down. Maybe we're going to go short to the actual overnight open that I was looking at. Okay. So I'm sitting here and I'm watching. And as soon as this candle opened and closed below that red line, all these long orders I had sitting up here, I deleted them. Okay. So now I'm sitting here with no orders on my chart. Okay. Let's go to the next candle. Oh boy. So now we rotated up into the red line. And now, mind you, all I'm looking for is a launching place. Okay. I'm looking for a launching place with one contract. That's all I'm looking for. Okay. Just to get me wherever we do, whatever we do to get away from this red line, I'm looking for a launching point to get in. Okay. Because I'm gonna let that trade work after we get in. So what happened? This trade here, this candle closed, and I'm like, crap. I think we're going short. So I started stacking up sell orders underneath way down here, and I dragged one up when this candle closed, and I put it below here. Why? Because this candle opened and closed below that red line. I'm thinking, shit, this was a fake break. They roll down. They're going to go up in here, and then they're going to slam it down. Back to the overnight open. Does the pattern say that that's going to happen? No, it doesn't. Let's be honest, because this did not break this. Okay? But I'm having to make decisions on the fly here. So what happened? This candle came up and sat on top of it, and now I'm stuck in a pickle. And I continued to say, well, let's go short. And I went short. Because now I'm really in trouble. All right. Now I'm really in trouble. Let me blow this up. Now I'm really in trouble. See all that right there? See this right here? Now I'm in trouble. Okay. But again, I'm in trouble with one contract. Just one contract. Okay. So I'm not upset. I'm not nervous. And I'm still thinking. So I got my stop right up here. I'm still thinking this is going to slam down. And remember, here's my target way down here. That's a lot. For those of you that are NQ traders, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Okay? And you've all seen it. When this thing does decide to go here, it can go there very fast. Okay? So let's get back to this trade. So I got my stop up above this pivot. It came and broke, and then we went up. I think it right there, and bam, I'm out. I lost $205, something like that. And I'm sitting there going, okay, I'm okay. Because now they're showing me they were not going to go down. They are going up, and this right here is going to stay valid. This pivot right here being short of this pivot right here is going to be valid, which, by the way, was the initial thought. Follow me here. It was the initial thought I intended from the beginning. When we went from here to here, I was like, well, we're going long. I just got caught up in the hype because of this one candle. And in reality, if I was just trading off a 5-minute chart, I never would have made this determination. Okay? If I was just trading off a 5-minute chart, I would have been looking for this. All right. So what did I do? No big deal. $200 loss. I sat here and I said, I'm going to wait. And I dropped a long right off the 9 EMA. What am I looking for? Okay. I'm just looking for a place to take a trade in the direction that I believe we are going to go from this red line. This is the launching pad, just like this is another launching pad. Okay? I've talked about this launching pad many times. Slam down, back up, gone, back to the daily high. How many times have I talked about that? Okay? So, but when I'm in an eval account or a PA, I can't take that trade. So I'm looking for a launching pad, and there it is. So there I am. We break up through the pivot, rotate up, create a Donchian channel long, and I'm in it long now. Okay? And instead of just taking my profit, my $200, $300, whatever the hell's going on here, so that I get my loss back, I'm staying calm. I'm staying patient. Matter of fact, I'm getting very excited because we are now doing what I thought we were going to do in the first place. And so from the moment I looked at this, because see, here's our pivot right here, the first pivot, that there's just not enough money really for me to worry about this. I had my sell order up here. This is where I had my sell order. I dragged it and put it right here. And now what I'm going to look for from this point to this point is any place where we get a rotation, pullback, and I can add to that winning trade. Okay? And that's exactly what I did. We had a pullback. I kept my stop way down here. I don't want to get ticked out. And then bam. Now you're going to say to me, Bob, why did you enter here in the middle of that candle? I did not enter in the middle of that candle. Remember, I have my longs now. I have them all set up here. Okay. I put them on my chart one at a time. I dragged it down. I sat here and waited. This candle opened right here. Let me just show you this. For those of you that don't know, when this candle closes right here, this is where it opened, right over here. And it went straight down. Okay? Straight down. And then reversed. And I said, shit, they're reversing this. Because it never was here. Price never was here intra candle. Okay? Instead, it opened here and it went straight down. You can see where it opened. That's what this means right here. This finger came straight down, came back up, and I dropped my order right there and took my second contract right there. So the first one off the 9 here, second right here. Now I'm in the money. Now I'm looking at big dollars. Now we're moving and I'm not at risk because I took my stop and I rang it right up here, both of them sitting up here. And now I'm looking for the big money. We have our Donchian high. We had a reach to clean out stops. Boom, there we go. Now watch this. And now I'm just sitting here and we had another pullback. Okay, now we had another Donchian high. We had another pullback. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the same thing. If I feel comfortable enough, I might have gotten a little aggressive here. I actually don't specifically remember till I pull the candle over. I think I might have gotten a little aggressive here and added too early, to be honest with you. I might have been better off keeping just 2 contracts. Let's see here. Oh, I didn't add there. Okay. All right, fine. I was cautious because we didn't get much movement here. So here we go. All right, now we're moving. Okay. Now, mind you, the whole time, my target is way up, right up in here, okay? Why is it here? Because that's the big pivot that I think we're rotating to. That's what I feel. I feel we're seeking the pivots to the left. We have all this space in here where there's nothing going, there's no rotations. to push us back. So we just got to kind of meander our way through these pivots to the long side. So here we go, here we go, here we go, and bam, we pierced the gold line. I added my third contract here. Okay, so can you see 1, 2, 3? Each time I add these contracts, I'm adding it into a winning trade. And I'm making bigger money off those trades, and I'm being patient and allowing it to work its way to my bigger target. Okay, so what happened? I think, yep, I got ticked out. That's right, I got ticked out. This is where I got ticked out. I sat here and watched it sitting on that, and I squeezed my stop below this entry candle, and boom, I got ticked out. Now, to those of you looking at this, you might think, holy cow, you made that much money on that? Yeah, I actually did. So, but here's the sad part. Here's the sad part. If I'd have done just the 2 contracts, I probably would have had the nerve to hold it for what it actually did do, which was this right here, right to the target. Now, is that target valid? I don't know. Let's look. Let's look. We rotate and then bam, down it goes. And remember, when you have this rotation down and you rotate up and then you break, see this candle right here broke the bottom of this candle right here. Now you're anticipating that's going to go down. And that's what it did. That's what it did. Now, let's just, if I hadn't made all that money and then called it a day, this is 12:30 here, so it's not necessarily ideal time, but you went from a Donchian high back to the 5-minute red line. You could have a long right here. Bam, 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 all the way back to at least this pivot is what you should be looking for. Did we get to that pivot? Doesn't look like it. 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 Oh, man. Remember, this is 12 o'clock trading. Nope, didn't do it. Okay, and you could have had your stop sitting underneath if you're looking for that bigger one. Your stop underneath this zone right here. Because the key is to know where the stops are at. When this shelf got created right here, that's where the stops are at. How can you tell that how do I know I'm correct? Look at that big red candle. When it got broken, it went down. Then you had a rotation to the bottom of the red line. Bam. And here we are, just sitting in garbage. Anyways, so that is this example right here. And by the way, we had one of these in gold earlier in the day. I believe it was between 9 and 10, something like that. We had a rotation similar to that in the RTY. We had a beautiful trade that was similar to that in oil at 11.55. 11.55. Could have had multiple add-ons on the one at 11.55. That if you'd have done that exact strategy in oil after 11.55, bam, there's one. You add in here 2. Boom, you add in another one here 3. Ride that thing up. Look for your pivots to your left. Oh my God, that actually went to the pivot. Holy cow, that went to the pivot off the left. Oil did. How much did that thing move? Let's hold on here. Let me drag this over. Let me drag this over. Rotations, up, over, sat on top of the 5-minute red line. There's your long at 69.68. Boom, Donchian high, down. Here's another one. You add in here at 69.81. Rotates, creates another Donchian high. Rotates down, down, down. Here's your break. if you wanted to add a third. But here's what I'm looking at. See this pivot right here? See this big pivot right here? That's where it stopped, right there. And then it went back. By the way, it sat on the 5-minute red line again and rotated up to another pivot, the one over here. Anyways, everybody have a good day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.